Hey, you are tuned in to Two Gems and a Mic with hosts Tanisha the Diva Mahomes and Linda LD Dorsey. Just know, if we talking about it, you need to hear about it. Unwind and enjoy. Hey, I'm feeling that music, right? You like it? So, hey, I am your girl LD along with my girl Tanisha the Diva Mahomes, and we are Two Gems and a Mic. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, let's talk
What's
about it.
what you want to talk about? You want to talk about this weather? You want to talk about sports? What you want to talk about? So much to talk
Let's
about.
start with the weather. I don't know about y'all, but this weekend I got nothing to look forward to. It's gonna be nasty outside, wet, rainy, probably a little bit of sleety drizzle. Whatever we got going on in Texas is always horrible when it's like that. Nothing to
Hmm.
do, so I'm gonna be watching sports like I am on crack.
All
What do
right,
you
all
have
right.
going on?
Same thing. I'm thinking about making some chili this weekend. It's 36
Ooh,
degrees, so I know it ain't getting no better. So some chili, something in the crock pot. When it gets like this, I gotta throw something in the crock pot. So, not gonna go overboard because we got Thanksgiving coming up, but yeah, some
chili?
comfort food.
You know how
Yeah.
to make chili?
What?
I know Tina knew how to make some food, but
I know how to
I ain't
make
never
chili.
heard you better know
I'm the
chili
chili
now.
queen. I'm the chili queen. I'll hook
Okay,
you up the
okay,
next time
then.
you're in
Well,
town. Yep.
absolutely,
All right,
absolutely.
listen.
That'll be sooner than later.
I know we had a lot to talk about, these last couple of days leading up to this. So I know you're excited. We're gonna jump right in. Let's talk about some college football. Let's jump off there.
Let's talk about Georgia being number one. I like the rankings. First of all, run the rankings down, because what is
I
Georgia's
got
one?
Ohio
What, Ohio
State.
State, and
Yep.
then Michigan, TCU. Is right?
Yes. Yep.
TCU,
Yep.
yeah, and then Tennessee, I think. Correct.
Yeah, but we ain't worried. The top four. We got Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and TCU. That's the top four. If the championship was to start right now, those would be your top four.
I got Georgia winning it all. I got TCU falling because I don't think TCU can really match up with either Michigan. I don't think they can beat any of the top three teams. If I'm
Okay.
keeping it all the way real, but I do respect the fact that they have undefeated. They're in the Big 12, and Big 12 is a lot more challenging than people think. So they definitely got some heart to grind that out because the Big 12 is known for just knocking each other out. So I give TCU all that respect. They from Texas, so I'm absolutely rooting for them. But that Georgia defense, mm-mm.
Yeah. I'm all about the
No.
defense. I've seen everybody else put up scores. I mean, Michigan's a gritty team. Ohio State's putting up a lot of points, but Georgia's putting up points and they playing their defense. So,
What?
I think it's gonna be fun down the stretch. There's some teams that are on the outskirts, so to speak. So a couple of things could happen. But right now, if I had to put my money on somebody, I'm putting my money on Georgia, and I see a Georgia Ohio State chain, and I got Georgia winning it.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I'm really impressed with Georgia. If you lose eight guys to NFL, and then you got to bring in and five of them were in the first round. I mean, to be able to be right back in it like this, as effective as they've looked, as dominant as they've looked at times, I'm impressed with that Georgia team. I think Georgia's gonna win it. But I do, and I've said this over. I like something about Michigan, that grit, that's a grimy
Yeah,
team. So I like that. I like that they will grind it out. I like that they don't they got some dog in them. I like what I see in Michigan, but I think Georgia is gonna. It's something about that defense I like, and not to
yeah,
mention that tight end
oh yeah,
Bowser. That tight end ain't no punk. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's good. It's good over there to be a bulldog.
Yeah, more to
Yeah.
come on football. We keep an eye on it. That could change at any time. We'll see what happens Saturday. But
Absolutely. Tell
let
them about the NBA. I know people been asking
oh
us about the NBA. They want us to do NBA. We got that. We got some golf coming your way. Give us time. We gonna get it all in. It's hectic. Y'all know NBA got about 105 games going on at one time, so we got to break that down.
right.
And we got yeah, it's rough. So but we will be getting that to you guys. Absolutely. Same way we cover WNBA, we are going to cover in the NBA as well. So
And
hang
we're
in
gonna
there.
cover a little
We got it.
soccer. There's a lot going on. It's exciting.
Oh
It's
yeah.
exciting time for sports. So, FIFA World Cup, that's coming up. So it's a lot going on. We're gonna
Absolutely.
cover it. We're
We
gonna
gonna we
cover
gonna
it.
we gonna we
You
gonna
know,
get y'all together. We
we
gonna keep
got
y'all straight.
TVs, iPhones, iPads, all of that. So we getting as much as we can and
Absolutely.
watching as much as we can. So yeah, somebody need to bring back picture in picture. So we'll figure that out though. But
Okay.
let's jump
Absolutely.
right
Right.
into the to the NFL. Let's recap these games that we had over the
Man.
weekend. Let's start
How
with
about that
that crazy one. Yeah. Go ahead.
Buffalo Vikings?
Yeah.
Boy, that was beautiful. It was an exciting game, and I'm gonna tell you, rare. Every once in a while you get one of those games where you get blessed with a whole bunch of like good stuff going on and some bad. But to see those two catches, the catch by Diggs, and then turn around and have that catch by Jefferson, man, what?
Yeah.
What?
It
That
was exciting
by
football.
Jefferson, dude. Diggs is vertical. I like to know what Diggs vertical is because when I say he went up, he went up. You hear me? He went up and snagged that out of the air. But that Jefferson catch, dude, you better get that guy. You better get that dude his respect. He is definitely a top 3 receiver in this league, and I
Oh,
don't care what
no,
anybody says.
no doubt. I mean, he is that dude. I love the catch. I mean, the play was a 4th and 18, so that made it even more exciting that he made the catch. But I ain't giving him his props. I'm gonna give him his props, but it ain't no Odell.
Oh no, no,
We're
no,
not
oh,
giving
no.
him no Odell.
No,
We
mm-mm.
can't give him that.
Unless
But
you catch, with half your hand.
yeah,
Uh-uh.
so let's break it down a little bit more, right? So
Mhm.
with all that being said, you didn't see a lot of Gabe Davis. You did see Stephon Diggs when it was that. What was going on with the Bills? What do you feel like was going on with the Bills? And we'll do the same thing when you talk about the Vikings.
I feel like all we were waiting on whether or not Josh was gonna play like it was some G14 classified stuff. And they didn't want to come out and say it. I mean, right down to the right before the game, they had Case Keenum out there on the field. Josh was still in the locker room getting some treatment and different stuff. It was desperation, and I feel like that desperation showed on the field because Josh wasn't quite Josh. I feel like he felt like he had to make a play, and it cost him 2 interceptions and really the game. If I'm being honest, I mean he made some great plays, but at the end of the day, you can't turn the ball over in the red zone. You cannot do that.
Right.
And so, as far as I'm concerned, I saw desperation in the Bills play, and it came back to bite them. The Vikings walked in there and they walked in there like, "Hey, we tired of being overlooked. We not going nowhere." And say what you want to say about Kirk O'Thuggins, but I've said this over and over again. You have to be the type of quarterback that's willing to take chances. That's how you win games. And Kirk Cousins took some chances and it paid off. It really did.
So I, they won the game, so you have to give them that. A W is a W. I wasn't
Mhm.
outside of what Jefferson did. What impressive did Kirk Cousins do? Because I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Well,
Didn't feel it. Uh-huh.
Well, here's the deal. I think there's something to be said about a quarterback that may not be having his best game, but he don't run away from it and he still sticks to who his identity is, which is I'm gonna take the shot. I know I got what I believe is the best receiver out here on this field, and I'm gonna give my guy a chance. And that 50-50 ball and being able to do that, you see quarterbacks all the time try to play it safe. So I will give Kirk Cousins. Everybody talking about how Kirk, he'll give us one. He's gonna throw the ball. He's gonna turn the ball over, but he didn't do that. Instead, he gave his guy a chance, and I think that there are very few quarterbacks that do that. A lot of quarterbacks will, as they say, nut up and get nervous and not do and
I
and,
mean, he
and,
threw
and
one at
not
one
be
point,
willing.
like you.
He
Yeah, he
threw a
threw one at one
couple.
point. They showed him he wasn't even looking. Like he had turned, his eyes was closed, his head was, and he just threw it up. I mean, they got it. I think we're going to talk about both of them coming up in our next segment of who they
Hmm.
have next week and or this week coming up and what they're going to do. Um, I don't think it's the end all be all for for the Bills, and I don't think
Hmm.
this catapults the Vikings to anything. To me it was an exciting game because it was overtime. Anytime a game's overtime and you got all that stuff going on, I think it was exciting. But a statement game, I don't know if I got the feeling that it was a statement game for either one.
Well, what I will say this is that every time that they win another game, it's giving them the momentum that they're needing. You think if you think they had momentum going in that game, what do you think they feel like now this week? when they
We'll
go
see.
play my Cowboys. You know what I'm
And we'll talk
saying?
about
And
that
they
coming
just
up.
beat the Bills. So
Yep.
yeah, I
But
mean,
that can
I'm
hurt
a
you
Kirk
too.
Cousin. I'm a Kirk Cousin fan. I mean, Kurt is definitely a serviceable quarterback in my opinion. And like I said, Washington ain't been crap without him. So I like what he did in the game. He didn't give up. He still believed in his guy. And at the end of the day, a dub is a dub.
All right, I'm
And
with you. All right,
we
let's
saw, yeah, we
go ahead.
saw that. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's
So
talk about the
moving on.
Bucks and the Seahawks.
I'll let you
So the
talk about that since I went so hard on the Bills. I'll let you
no, I
talk about
mean
that game
it's
because
short
you
and
know I'm
sweet,
a
really.
Geno fan, but Geno didn't have it. He didn't
No,
have
he
it
did
that
not
day.
have a good game. The
He was a little
Seahawks
bit
didn't have a
off.
good game, but the Bucks played the Bucks. With that being said, the Bucks played a great game. I thought they played a good, solid game. They had a good running game, good passing game, and you think about it, Mike Evans didn't hurt anybody, so he was
Nope.
giving it to the other ones. Godwin got a Julio Jones got a touchdown.
I
So
know,
some players
right?
that you haven't heard their names called in a while, and that defense played very well. Tom Brady, he was excited, he's pumped up, and all he needed was a little life, and that team I think got some life after that game. Now for the Seahawks, I ain't writing them off by no means. They've been playing
No, it's
great
one
ball, and I
game.
think they're gonna pop right back and continue to play great football. Gino just
I,
didn't. It wasn't happening for him. And it could have been the defense. He hadn't
I-
seen that. So
but I will say this: you walked away from that game thinking, man, if Julio does stay healthy, you know what I mean, with the potential of what the Bucks can really look like, you walked away kind of feeling like, man, if they get it all together and everybody's healthy, they're a problem.
oh yeah,
They are a
definitely could
problem.
be a problem. Definitely could be a problem.
Absolutely.
Julio got to show me he can play 3 straight games.
That's what I said. If we can get healthy, if everybody can stay healthy, and Julio, you got Godwin, if everybody can get on, that's a problem. They're a problem.
Yep.
You're gonna hate to see them.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Cowboys and the Packers. What went wrong for the Cowboys?
The coach and the coach and thinking and being so confused. I don't know if he knew if he was in Green Bay or if he thought it was in Dallas. He thought he was Aaron's coach or if he knew he was Dak's coach. I don't know what he was doing. Mike just lost it. He really
He
did.
did.
I don't. It's like he out here throwing headsets down, dude. You got nobody to blame but yourself with that.
Yeah.
You
I
can't be
look at
out.
those games where and then after a Dallas loss, everybody is immediately going to go to, and which they do with all the quarterbacks, right? Most of them, they'll blame it on the quarterback. Dak did his thing. Now, 1 week you're talking about they got the best defense and we need him to do this and do that. And if Dak can do what he needs to do, you can't beat him. So the
Yeah.
defense has a letdown because Green Bay ran on them. They passed on them. They did everything that they wanted to do.
They could not stop
That
Watson at all. Dude done
right.
dropped 3 touchdowns. He Lambo
Jones was
licking
running.
himself off.
Yeah, they were running. So, and hell, Aaron
Dylan,
Rodgers was running. Now he looked a little more motivated. He was down the field blocking. He
of
was
course he
running.
did.
I mean, he was in that. So that team has gone into the locker room and done what they needed to do. But I guess it aggravates me every week where it's like, oh, the quarterback blew it. Quarterback cannot
Yeah,
play defense. I'm not a Cowboys fan. You know that.
I
I'm
know
on the
that, but that
record.
wasn't Dak's fault. And
No.
Stevie Wonder could see that. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
Mike McCarthy was not
poor
himself.
No, poor clock management, poor play calling. Don't know why you went for it on 4th down when you could have just kicked for the field goal
Still don't
and
know.
then held them. Still not, knowing what's going on. But Green Bay did come back. I think if Green Bay wanted to score a touchdown versus if they needed a touchdown at that point
They probably
versus a
would have got
field
him.
goal, yeah, they would have got it in overtime. So, like I said, not writing anybody off, but definitely not writing the Cowboys off. But I'm gonna tell you what, you're giving Green Bay some life.
Man,
So
I
Green
feel
Bay
like
can
we
string
I
some
feel
up.
like we just went in there and shocked them.
Yeah.
And now Aaron is out here like, hey, told y'all, as soon as they step up, here we go. Aaron was already saying that he was a stud. So now he got Watson stepping up, mess around and get his guy some life. And it's gonna be problems. You're not gonna want to see him. It's it like they say, that's not gonna be somebody you're looking forward to playing if you mess
Now,
around and let him in the playoffs, because you know what Aaron can do and what he's capable of doing. And if you get them young guys to stop dropping balls and running the wrong routes, some of them
well, he
problems gonna
wasn't
go away.
throwing. Yeah, it was on both ways because he wasn't throwing. He was throwing some short and he was throwing some
Oh
long.
yeah,
But
I'm
let's
not saying
let,
it was.
let's
I'm not saying it was all on
yeah,
them, but Aaron,
let's hit
Aaron when
this
Aaron
last
was
one.
missing. Yeah,
Yeah, let's hit this last game. We got Eagles versus Commanders. To me, I called this game before it happened. I said the Commanders gonna play. Everybody's like, "Oh, you crazy? They don't have this. They don't have that. They don't have this." They played their game right.
Mhm.
They used the clock. I mean, it was 40. Used. They had time of possession was 40 minutes to 19 minutes,
Yeah,
and they
that's
were running and
ridiculous.
running. They couldn't stop, and then they had all their secondary back waiting for the passes. No passes were coming. Philly never made a defensive adjustment.
But
They never made
you've
a
been
defensive
saying that
adjustment.
though. You've been on
So
that with Philly.
they got a good that secondary is great. But what Ron Rivera said, I'm not going to the secondary. I'm going to use the clock. And he used it for 40 minutes. And within the 19 minutes that Philly had the ball, you had critical turnovers. So you had the one where he threw he threw the interception when he threw that one to AJ Brown. It was in his
Hmm.
hands. Dude snatched it out of his hand. That's one. Then he threw the other one down to Quez Watkins. He had it. He gets up and tries to run, fumbles the ball. Then you
Oh
got
yeah.
the other one where it's the face mask that they missed and you fumble the ball there. So even those three, yes, those two killed you early, and you never
Hmm.
did regroup or get back into the game. So it's like, I don't know. I think a
Yeah,
good loss for the Eagles.
that face mask was crucial though. That
Yeah.
face mask was crucial. I mean, anytime you get pulled down that face and you turn over the ball, I mean, the refs got to see that. They got to do a better job. The face mask was crucial.
And they
Um,
miss multiple ones like all the time. So like games you're like, how are you missing the face mask? And they even showed an angle with an official, and then he was like right there. But um
Oh, he
I
was
don't
right
know.
there. He missed that.
Yeah,
He missed that completely. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. Carson, baby, you need to
yeah.
go find a place on the bench because I don't believe you're gonna go back to playing.
I don't think you should.
Taylor Heineke, it's something about him. He comes out there, that team gets behind him, they get energized, they playing the A game. That's gonna be hard to take him out and hope Wentz get it back together. Like I don't see that happening. I think this is a
Well, he's
repeat, just like when he was in Philly. I think that backup is taking his position, and I think he's probably going to have to hope that something goes terribly wrong before he sees the field again.
Yeah, and I was reading, because we get a lot of it here with the local stuff, and they were saying that Ron Rivera said even if he is healthy, there's no guarantee that he'll be starting.
Which
But
is all you need to hear from a coach,
yeah,
because it's
yeah, and he
basically
had so
telling you, no, you don't have a guaranteed spot anymore.
right, and he had some issues, prior to
Oh yeah,
prior to
absolutely.
that game. Before going out, he just wasn't playing. I don't have any confidence, and never did in Carson Wentz. So,
Well, I
but
will say
um,
this though, he got bad luck too because Ron Rivera's mother passed away. They were playing for him. They were playing for his mother, in honor of his mother. There was a lot of things. That team was emotional. That team's being in the process of being sold. Nobody believes in the Commanders right now, but they're believing in themselves, and you can see it on the field. They went out there to win that game. They were not going to be denied, and like I said, I think a lot of that has to do with Taylor Heineke. They played
yeah,
different
I
for him.
mean they do. I mean, he's in there winning games. He's won back-to-back games. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back with our Week 11 predictions and close out the show. Be right back. We are back. We're gonna jump right into these Week 11 predictions. We're gonna start off with my boys, Giants versus the Lions. Who you got, Tanisha?
The Lions, and I'm so sorry, Linda, but not really. I told you how I feel about Detroit, and I think that you guys are about to be a victim. They're getting healthy again. They're getting the guys back. Swift is back. Armand St. Brown. I think this is going to be the game where they show us a little preview of what we can expect for them in the future. And I'm
Okay.
sorry it's going to come out on
You don't
y'all.
have to. You don't have to apologize because I think we're gonna pull out the win. I think we're a focused team. We're going into each week like we're we're not 7-2. We're going in like we're 0-0, right?
Okay.
0-0. No wins, no losses. New season every day every game is a new season. So I think the coach has them focused. Nobody is talking about that, and not even the fans, right? Everybody say happy. As a fan, yes, I'm excited. We're 7-2. It's the best record we've had in a long time. But are we overly confident to a point where, oh, we're unstoppable, we're this, we're that? No. And I've told you numerous times, Detroit is one of the best teams with the worst records.
That's what I was about
Any
to
given
say.
Sunday, any given Sunday, they can beat anybody. And I've said that from the beginning. And I actually cheer for Detroit because I like the grit that they have on that team. I like the coach's grit. I like whatever they got going on in the locker room. That's a team. They got a good team. They got a good culture over there. But with the Giants, I think the coaching that we have, the new focus that we have, we're not sitting here saying, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're doing this. Yeah, I got playoff aspirations and all that. But I think we're a focused team. We know what our capabilities are, and we're going to play within those capabilities.
All right, and I can understand why you feel that way. Like I said, I agree with you. Detroit is the best worst record team in the NFL, and I'm gonna stand by that. And I think that team is always in it, and I think you guys have a hard fought battle ahead of you guys if y'all are gonna win it.
Okay. All right. Let's jump to the Jets and the Patriots. Who you got?
Jets. I
Okay.
have the Jets. I like what
You said
Robert
that.
is.
You said that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said that with your face toe up.
I did
Jets.
because
Okay.
I don't think the Patriots. I don't think the Patriots are anything like the Patriots are normally. And I think the Jets are buying into the system. I think that when Robert said he was keeping receipts, I think they were like, you know what, our coach. Everybody might think he's talking out the side of his neck, but we believe in him. We know what we capable of, and I think you've seen it on the field. They went out there and beat Green Bay, and they not done.
Okay.
They're in it to win it. So yeah, I'm going with the Jets all day long.
Okay. And
Yeah.
I like the I'm not going against you. I like the Jets. I like what they're doing. I think the Jets can cause some problems for some people in that division. I mean, you look
Oh,
at it. Miami, Jets, Bills. And the Jets ain't just going. I mean, they playing with a whole lot of grit. So I'm feeling what's going on there. I'm with the Jets also, and like you said, I think they bought into it. Belichick. Come on, he's a guru, right? So we ain't gonna count him out.
you
He'll
got
come
two
up with
quarterbacks. You
something.
don't have what? If you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one quarterback. So something is going
Exactly.
on. Yeah, and I think that that's rough. So.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, we both pulling for the Jets on there. Okay, I got
Hmm.
that. And then who we got up after that one? We got the Jets, and then let's talk about Cleveland and Buffalo. That game is gonna be played in Detroit because we got the bad storms predictions and everything up in Buffalo. Prayers out to everybody ahead of time in Buffalo. Hopefully everything, they know how to handle stuff up there, and hopefully it's nothing, is bad that causes harm to anyone. So with that being said, who you got? You're on mute.
Josh Allen in Buffalo. Um,
Okay.
they're not losing 3 games in a row, and unfortunately, Cleveland is about to take a small mugging because I think they come back in a way that we were expecting the Bills to be, and I think they're gonna brutalize Cleveland, and you know, I just feel like the Bills know they can't afford to lose another game, so they're gonna be willing to do anything to win this game. So, yeah, I expect them to go out there and just trounce the
Okay.
Browns. I really
I
do.
think I think I give Buffalo the game, regardless of where it's going to be played. Even if it was being played in Cleveland, I give Buffalo the game. I don't think they're going to beat them down like that. I
Oh, I
think they're going
do.
to win, but I just don't think it's going to be a beat down. I think that Buffalo has to change the way that they're playing. Like we talked about earlier, right? We were talking about them playing against the Vikings. We heard Stephon Diggs' name called. We heard, Singletary's name was called, but you got Gabe Davis. You weren't calling those names enough. So all we
Oh
hear is,
no,
oh,
I
look at
don't
Josh Allen
understand that
run.
one.
Look at Josh Allen run. He continue to do that. Somebody gonna put a body on him. Somebody gonna put a
Man,
body on him, and
I've said it.
he's gonna hurt
I've said it
himself.
over and over again. That somebody need to pull him to the side and teach him how to slide. He's gonna mess around and he's gonna end up hurting himself, and his team is gonna be hot garbage because don't nobody even know who the backup is.
Yeah.
Case Keenum. Yeah, I mean, it's not.
And
It's unnecessary. That
and I'm
truck
not
trying to truck everybody's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm not counting. I'm never going to count Josh Allen out because I think he's that talent. And regardless, everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's thrown so many." Like same thing that happened with Pat. He's thrown so many interceptions. They talk like his damn career is over. Nowhere near that. It's just as many as he could throw. He can recover the next week. So to me,
Absolutely.
yeah, last week was a loss. Some two interceptions were costly. That last one, of course, cost you the game. But I don't think that it does it diminish who he is as a player. No, I don't know if that injury is bothering him or whatever. But Josh Allen, yeah, if you would want that guy on your team, as a lot of teams would take Josh Allen as their QB. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
Absolutely.
Don't matter where the game is, but I just don't feel like it's gonna be a mugging because I think or I expect or think, I don't know, maybe the same thing, that the Bills are going to try to play a game, not just come out and kill somebody. They're going to play a game. They're going to use this game to work on some things that they need to work on so it's not killing people. If it happens, it happens.
Well, the worst thing that can
We're
happen
okay.
is Josh Allen get back to being Josh Allen and stop trying to take on everything by himself and win everything because that Josh Allen is thorough. And if that happens, the Browns are gonna be looking forward to the following week when maybe Deshaun Watson gets back in the gets out there and maybe takes over. Because I
Okay.
think we're on about week 11, week 12, yeah. So
Okay.
he should be back in the building. So all right,
Okay.
what else we got?
What you got?
Um, who else?
I
Who's
think our
next on
next
me?
game we were talking about we got the Jets and we got the 49ers versus the Cardinals. I'm going to go with the
Woo!
49ers. I'm going with the 49ers because I'm just not sold on the Cardinals. And you know why.
Yeah, I know why, because Kyler is small, and you don't think he can see over the back of his own lineman. And I get it. And you know what? You're not alone. DeAndre Hopkins agrees with you because I seen him getting in Kyler's butt the other day. Like, dude, what are you looking at? I'm down the field 40 yards wide open, and you can't see me. And I mean, I'm wide open. So there's a little bit of tension there. You got a little bit of pressure on Cliff to keep his game, keep his job. But I'm going with the Cardinals because I think they have all the pieces that they need to get it done. Robbie Anderson, they need to utilize him more. You got
Yeah.
AJ Green, which we heard his name getting called more. DeAndre Hopkins back there. They did lose Ertz, but I think they have enough of the pieces to get this done. And if Kyler can get back to being Kyler, and I hope that week off, he's a little bit more healthy.
Yeah,
I
because
got a little bit more faith than
and
him than
you
you
have a
do.
lot more faith in them than I do because like AJ Green, I hadn't heard his name called for 3 weeks, but Colt McCoy comes in and he's seeing the field better than Kyler Murray. I just don't think he sees the entire field, so I'm
That's
not
rough,
convinced.
man.
Convince me. Do I want him to succeed? I definitely want him to succeed, but what we got? What you got there, Darren?
I got Cardinals. That's what I'm saying. I got the Cardinals
Okay, you got
winning.
the Cardinals. What's the next game we got there, Darren? All right, Dallas and Minnesota, your people.
I'm going with Dallas. I'm just hoping for a miracle. Uh, I have to watch it. I know Minnesota is much better team than Green Bay, and to see how we just crap the bed in that game, I don't know what we're gonna get from week to week. I hope Mike McCarthy get himself together, take a good power nap, and come back rejuvenated. But we do have what I mean, CD Lamb, and I mean we got the defense. So let's hope that they get after Kirk Thuggins and put a little stress in his life, and hopefully we can get some turnovers. But I'm going with the Cowboys just because I bleed blue.
Okay, I'm with you on that with the Cowboys. I'm with you. I think they'll settle in. Look at what they did. Look at the film. Look at the game that was Jefferson's gonna get his. Jefferson's gonna get off, but they're gonna double team him. You got to. They're gonna let somebody else beat us or let Kirk Cousins beat us without Jefferson. And
Mm.
I want to see how that turns out.
Well, we got the
So
X Men.
yeah. So I think we're good. So let's we on a roll. Let's go. Let's
Okay.
who's next? Chiefs and the Chargers, Sunday night game.
So I'm a little bit nervous about this game just because I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs and I don't know what's going on with the Chargers. I do know that the Chiefs, three wide receivers have not been practicing and it's scary. I think we got a practice squad guy. We got Kadarius Tony and my rookie who had been muffing his butt off, muffing punts left and right. So I'm nervous. But on the other side, I don't know that Keenan Allen is playing. I think Mike Williams is still out, and if that's the case, all things being equal, I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm with the Chiefs too. I think even if it's a little unbalanced, you haven't had Keenan Allen all year. You had him one game, right? So what is he going to look like? How much has he been practicing? Even if
I
Mike
would
Williams
need
comes
to.
back, and the guys that Pat does have, they have been playing. They have been there. They see what's going on. So I give that to the Chiefs. And I like the way the Chiefs defense has been looking.
Okay.
So Herbert hasn't been that impressive to me. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on Sunday night. They flexed them. They flexed
Yeah,
them for a reason.
fair
And Pat
enough.
likes the
Herbert
light.
Herbert
So
hasn't been Herbert since they played the Chiefs, and he got his ribs
no,
popped.
he has not. He might
Yeah,
start having flashbacks. Who knows? All right, Tanisha, go ahead.
maybe.
Let's jump into your closing statements. What you got? What you got for me?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little disheartened about the fact that we do not know where Brittany Griner is at. She has been in transit, supposedly going to one of the tougher, labor intensive prisons over in Russia, and the United States lawyers they do not know where this lady is, and I am very sad about that. I am praying for her and her family, that she at least gets to where she needs to be in a just as well as possible, given the circumstance. And that is really that is my closing thoughts. If you guys have it in you, put some positive energy out there, because I think she's going to need it. I can only imagine that her spirits are quite low, and she's going to need everything that we can probably we can possibly throw out there, vibes, energy, and prayers.
Yeah, and I know Tanisha. So there was one thing that they did say. They did define where she is. She's out in western
Oh man, thank you.
region of
Thank
Mordovia.
you,
And I'm
Lord.
reading this
Thank
right
you.
now. So that was like 3 hours ago. I know
Okay.
prior to what we talked. So they do know where she is. Ending days of speculation about her whereabouts. I think it's still concerning. I mean, she's in
Hmm.
my prayers until she's home, until the other young man is home. They stay in our prayers. It's a horrible, horrible situation. I can't imagine being that family member and going through that. So, bring her home, bring them home. Um, just we don't know what's going to happen and what negotiations going to do, but until she comes home, until he comes home, I pray for their well-being. With that being said, I hate to end on a sad note, but like you said, Tanisha, we were talking about earlier, what do people need to do to give that positive energy, prayers,
Absolutely. Just
whatever it
get
is that
that
we
out
give out
there.
there.
And as always, if we're talking about it, you need to hear about it, and always remember,
Please be kind, be blessed. Until next time, peace.
peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Two Gems and a Mic. Be sure to subscribe and follow. Until next time, remember, be kind, be blessed. Peace.